Hi everyone, Halloween is one of my absolute favorite holidays, and I wanted to show you guys some books that you can read with your kids around Halloween time or possibly give as gifts. I have some that are scary and some that are not so scary. So I wanted to start with a few that just feature monsters, but friendly monsters, if you will. This is one of our muddle and match. This is monsters. All the muddle and match focus on one letter sound, so they're full of alliteration. So they are wonderful for teaching children to read. They're also fun for just little kids. And you can see that this one, you can mix and match all these different stories about these silly different monsters. So this is a wonderful book for Halloween time, but not scary in any way. So a great book for little ones. Another great choice would be the That's Not My Monster for your babies and toddlers. Unfortunately, I don't have that one, but that's a great Halloween selection as well. And then a couple of picture books that also feature monsters. This is Jonathan James and the What If Monster. This is actually a wonderful book regardless of what time of year, because it's all about this little boy that has all of these fears, and he calls his fears kind of the what if monster. And it's, what if all these things are going to go wrong, but then at the end it's all about, what if the chance I take in the end helps me find my very best friend. And you have this what if monster saying goodnight. And so it kind of teaches kids to deal with their anxiety in a really cool way, I think. And then this is one of our top sellers. This is Nibbles the Book Monster, and this is all about a silly little monster who nibbles through all of these fairy tales. You can see he nibbles through the Jack and the Beanstalk, Little Red Riding Hood, Goldilocks. This is by far my most popular book at all of my story times. Kids just go crazy for it because it's so silly. And then at the end they get to put Nibbles back in his cage, and then he gets out. So here he is. You get to slam the door on Nibbles, but then, oh no, wait, where did he go? And there's like a little hole in the back of the book. So this is a great creative story. Also great for kids that love fairy tales. And you don't have to, but you have the option of getting little stuffed animals with both of these books. So you can also get a little Nibbles monster to go along, and you can get a little what if monster, kind of lovey as well. This one's really soft, almost like a pillow. So those are some great choices for your younger readers. If you want a true awesome Halloween book, this Pop-Up Haunted House is crazy awesome. It's like seriously fun. You've got all these little, not even little, huge pop-ups. This one is a little bit scary. It's got a lot of these pull tabs too. So it may not be wonderful for little kids, because there is, possible things you can rip off, and some of these are kind of a little bit more complicated, these pulls. But, I mean, how fun is this? So this is great for your kid that actually kind of likes the spookiness. Or if you if they like the haunted house rides or the haunted mansion stories. I mean, this ending page is just, it's huge. Super fun book for Halloween. I would highly recommend it. My 4-year-old really likes it. If you have a child who loves ghost stories, we have this illustrated book of ghost stories. You guys should know that we have these illustrated books in a lot of different types, and most of them aren't scary. We have fairy tales, classics, all kinds of stuff. But they're all beautiful, come with this hardcover, thick binding, come with the ribbon to keep your place in line in the book. And then they all have about 8 to 10 stories. You can see the reading level on these. It does have some pictures, but you definitely have to be reading pretty well. And I would say these stories are spooky, but they all mostly have a kind of pretty happy ending. Nothing that's like seriously frightening, but they are still a little bit creepy. So obviously you have to have a kid that likes kind of that ghost stories vibe, or maybe if they're into the when we were kids, we used to be into like R.L. Stein and stuff like that. It's kind of like that, but not so gory. Actually, more spooky than gory or gross or anything. And then as far as kind of a spookier novel, This is the Gateway series. This is the first book in it, but it is a series of 4 or 5 books. They're all mysteries. This one happens to be about a creepy old hotel that gets reopened, and then Amelia and her friend Charlie discover that there's, you know, some things lurking around that aren't quite the norm. There are some pictures in this. This is recommended 10 and up. Probably because of the reading level and some of the content. Although if you have a mature reader or a mature child, they probably could handle this a little earlier. So this is a wonderful novel as well, and hopefully you guys enjoy some of these Halloween books as much as I do.